Did they purposely put the Maritimers one after another? I don't know. When I was about 3 years old, I started climbing up onto the piano bench after my older brother would spend his mandatory 10 minutes practicing. And I would plunk away at the keys. And from that moment on, you pretty much couldn't pull me off of that piano bench. I knew that I loved music long before I chose to be a musician. It came as no surprise, although perhaps a bit of dismay, to my parents that I decided to pursue music in university. Coming from Halifax and having a sense of community pride and that community was important, I brought that with me to my undergrad in Toronto, and I became very involved in my faculty. I was co-president for 2 years, and I started building partnerships within the community, benefit concerts, bringing students from the faculty out into the community. And I realized that music and the arts were one of the best ways for us to build our communities. By the time I was finishing my undergrad, I knew that I wanted to be part of this force of artists who use their talent for good. It has been a few years now since I graduated from the inaugural class of the Masters of Nonprofit Leadership and Philanthropy at Carleton University. Proud alumni. I learned a lot. Purposely, one of the things was how to say that degree. It's a mouthful. But I took the things that I learned from that degree to the organizations that I've worked for since. One of the organizations that I've been working with in the past 5 years or so is Ottawa Chamberfest, whose vision is to change lives through music. How does this happen? In so many ways. On this very stage, many, many nights in the year. I see some familiar faces out there who've probably attended some of those concerts. Hi. For those of you who aren't familiar with Ottawa Chamberfest, we're a 25-year-old organization, nonprofit arts organization, that initially started as a lineup around the block and then spend a number of hours in a non-air-conditioned church listening to fantastic music. And now we are one of the largest organizations of its kind in the world. We still have our 2-week summer festival with people lining up around the block. But we also have 12 community engagement and education initiatives and a concert series that runs year-round. Many of our core patrons come because they love music. But as Chamberfest has progressed in its 25 years, those people who come to our concerts over and over again have also become our volunteers and our donors. We have an army of volunteers. There are 900 in our database, and we could not do what we do on this stage without them. Thanks, Arby. Many of our core patrons come to concerts almost religiously. We have almost 150 events over the course of a year, and I think we should actually have a chart where we put stickers up to see who comes to the most events. One couple who's been coming basically since the beginning of Chamberfest, they're starting to feel the effects of their age. And the wife in this dynamic duo said to one of my colleagues, "Music literally takes away my pain." They are our donors. And they give opportunities to young musicians, professionals who are on the cusp of their career, who want to be more than just a performer on this stage. They want to be out in the community, making a difference. Many also choose to donate to our community engagement and education initiatives, our C programming. These programs don't appeal just to the music lover, but they also reach underserved communities. One of our programs that we offer is called Xenia Concerts. These are inclusive concerts tailored to families with children on the autism spectrum. I'm sure many of you are aware of the recent changes that have occurred by the government. In our recent meetings in the last few weeks with many partners in the field, not arts related, we've been talking about how difficult it will be for some of these people in the future. I had a number of meetings with these partner organizations where we spoke about how sad it was that perhaps children and adults of different abilities weren't feeling welcomed in environments, concert environments, where perhaps the silent nature or reserved nature of the concert experience was expected and could not be maintained. Xenia Concerts aims to change this. Another program that we have at Chamberfest takes music into long-term care facilities. I personally have performed many of these concerts, And I remember one in particular where as soon as the concert was over, one of the care workers at the back kind of motioned to me. We often go and speak, the performers often go and speak to people following the concert. And I came over to a woman who had absolute joy on her face. And I found out from the care worker afterwards that she had been in this facility for a shorter period of time, but before she came in, she had always been attending concerts regularly. And since she had moved into this long-term care facility, she was isolated and unable to attend concerts. The care worker told me this was the most excited she had seen this woman in months. It is remarkable to witness people giving so that these opportunities can occur in our community. I think that the arts are one of few fields where a donor can actually have a shared experience with someone else because of the donation that they've made. They can be sitting in an audience next to someone who's only there because of the discounted ticketed program that they've provided. They can be sitting next to someone who is only there because they have been the one to allow the opportunity to make them feel welcome. I think that the arts are often underserved in our discussions of philanthropy. And I think that we have the ability to imagine how we can do this better. I will forever be grateful to the people who allow me to imagine programs that we can take out into the community to make our community better. Thank you.